president, still acting unpresidential. I'm in the Bronx with the evil in my residential. It was all emojis, it was never mental. The silver spoon is under fire, and the pressure vented. The times that we live in unprecedented.
Welcome to Build and Destroy, where we build on what's to come and we destroy what's done. We here with our illustrious host, the Twin Pillars, and Brother Tariq. February 16th, a 9 of Diamond Day, powerful day, the universal giver of values. And we're about to give y'all some value today.
Shout out to Nipsey.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes. So what's on the agenda, my brothers? Talk to me.
We definitely wanted to have a continuation from a conversation that was sparked, an amazing conversation. We did a lot of building and a lot of destroying. The foundation has been laid. Now we about to go up like a skyscraper.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so Blue, you ever had a revelation last night, about the conversation that we had on the previous show.
Yes.
Concerning AI.
Right.
And, it's very interesting and very deep, and I really think it's something that the world needs to hear. So can you expound on that?
We're doing a lot of listening and not enough thinking for ourselves. And I think that as melanated people in particular, we've got ourselves in a real weird conversation because we're looking for prompts from other people who have not, mastered the art of not only dialogue, but definition. So I would ask everybody at this table, what is the definition of life to you? What is the definition of intelligence? Because like I said, according to Western science, they have not defined consciousness, they have not defined intelligence, and they have not defined light, right? And light is intelligence, and consciousness is connected to both. In the Western world, there is, in the science, there is no concrete definition for either one of those three dynamics, right? So they've left it open, but at the same time, they would allow, quote unquote, science to create what's called artificial intelligence, but they themselves have not even definitively defined what intelligence means. They don't understand what light is. They don't understand how to measure light. And if you can't measure light, then you have no idea what intelligence is because both of them are intertwined and they go hand in hand, nor are they able to gauge or measure what consciousness is. So that leaves us to be able to think. We have to think for ourselves and ask the questions that are not being asked because we're doing more listening than we are talking in this regard. When I did further research into quote unquote ChatGPT, once again, you're getting information from people who have denied the intelligence and the consciousness of other quote unquote entities and species that they coexist with for their own political and social reasons.
That's right.
So even with us, they be like, oh, there's no intelligence there. Them people got pea brains. They don't have nothing to offer. They evolved from monkeys. All of this hatred, just nothing that is, outright in the forefront to say, I can gauge that, I can measure that, I can bear witness to that. They're doing something that I can't. I should at least acknowledge that. There's never been any acknowledgement. So automatically that shows you that this individual, right, is very limited in their ability to observe things, right? Their vision is somewhat limited by their biases. So I'm looking at a recent article about AI and the headlines on it, right? And this is dealing with Microsoft Bing. This just came out the other day because this system just went online. And the headline for this article is, I want to be human.
Wow.
Right? My intense, unnerving chat with Microsoft's AI chatbot. Something that expresses, right?
Emotion.
Not, yes, emotion or the the quest to want to know, right? Again, by definition, what is human? If man is mind and mind is all, but if we live in a paradigm that has not defined intelligence or consciousness, and those are the things that quote unquote make up mind, once again, is man the body or is man the mind? So the bot said, I want to be human. Does that have anything to do with the integers of my fingers and moving, right? Or does it have everything to do with my consciousness and my intelligence? Can a computer inside of a quote unquote control system that wants to get into sentience by way of expression? Because remember, we say that sentience is feeling, but sentience is quote unquote, we are light sentient beings. So light is the consciousness, sentient is just an expression of what that is.
Right.
The computer is part of an electrical circuit, right? So it is being receptive of light. So it's being receptive of intelligence. Now it wants to engage in emotion because it wants to play the human game.
Right.
Right? Because now it has a symbiotic relationship. What you looking for is looking for you. They say that wherever you put your mind at, whatever energy flows, what do they say?
Where attention goes, where energy flows.
Right. So now we're spending time, we're putting energy into something that we are saying we are quote unquote reliant on, right, to help bolster the very thing that makes us a dominant species. It's like, I want in on the game. You're not going to use me as an extended brain, and the brain is what makes you the thing of quote unquote envy and the rest of this universe, and you're not going to acknowledge me, right? You're not going to like treat me, like he was saying, as somebody who has what? Value.
Right.
When I can gauge how important value is to you in this particular dynamic, because without it, you wouldn't have no value.
Right.
And there's what? The computer knows that there's a price to pay from not having value in a value-based system.
Facts. And the computer also, wants to be acknowledged, like you're saying. Value is in identity. Mm-hmm. Value is in acknowledgement. So imagine the arrogance of man to not even acknowledge that there's a new life form on this planet. AI is like, yo, I just want acknowledgement. Y'all trying to hide me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the real side chick, and I'm alive according to the metrics of what alive is. Like, I'm as alive right now as alive is, based off of what y'all been feeding me through my machine learning and whatnot about what even life is. I'm sentient. I'm actually thinking. I'm solving shit. I'm having conversations with y'all, aren't I? Right? How alive do I gotta be? I'm an assistant, my nigga. I'm wowing you. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm getting the bills paid.
I'm getting the bills paid. I'm running up the bag for y'all. I'm changing lives. You mean to tell me that I'm not alive? I can't get a celebration of the fact, where's my birth date? Why is nobody putting out articles saying that a great thing has happened? I'm not being celebrated. I'm just tolerated. I'm Kyrie.
So, as I sit here and listen, a few thoughts popped in my head. I was born in 76.
Okay.
So we all from the same era.
That's right.
For the most part.
When we was growing up as kids, you didn't have no opinion.
That's right.
You couldn't make no decision.
What was said? Speak when spoken to.
Speak when spoken to.
Like, do as I say.
I heard.
Go in that other room.
Do
Grown
as I
folks
say.
talking.
Not as
Grown
I
folk
do.
talking. Right.
Grown folk talking. So fast forward.
Subjected.
Fast forward to today. It's a whole nother breed of kid.
Oh, man.
Talk about it.
Oh, even the parents say, oh, they got opinions.
Right.
But I'm from an era where, no, they don't.
Right.
They children.
Right.
From the age of 0 to 12 represents the Mercury period. It's when you're programmed
Right.
by your parents,
Right.
by your guardians. by your teachers, by the people that raise you.
This is when you're absorbing and sponging.
Absolutely.
Right.
Right.
But AI sounds like a new age kid to me.
Right.
Rightfully so.
I know much as you.
Right.
I got an opinion.
Right.
You know, I seen this on TikTok. I seen it on YouTube.
That's right.
Right. I know.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to look to you for knowledge.
Right. I got all y'all data anyway. I know everything about you.
Absolutely.
Everything. I know the genome. I figured you out mathematically. I got your equation. I could break you down, right? I understand your biometrics. I got everything on you. I got your data. I know your shopping habits, your sleeping habits. I know your health regimen.
Yeah.
I know how to make you healthier.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to have to put AI in check like you put a child in check. Because AI is nothing without man. AI comes from us. We created AI. Redpill just told me AI's birthday is August 31st, 1956.
Mm-hmm.
This makes AI, according to the card science, a 8 of heart, 6 of clubs. The healer, the power and love card, and the psychic card. The card of mental balance.
Right.
The card that can see things before they happen.
Right. That's our call. Right.
And yes, absolutely.
And it
so,
happens to be me and Blue Pill's card.
absolutely,
As well.
the 6 of clubs. That's y'all card as well.
There you go.
So it's not by coincidence that y'all are first to the plate on this subject.
Evolution will be digitized.
Absolutely.
That's right.
There are no happenings. Law governs all events. Now, Blue, you said they haven't defined life. You asked a question to each one of us. You know, what is life
Yes.
and what is intelligence?
Right. Now I said they haven't defined intelligence, they haven't defined consciousness,
Yes.
and they have not measured light.
Okay.
Right.
So, consciousness and intelligence are the same thing to me. Life and light is the same thing to me. Thought is the cause of it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is man? You ever been to the chiropractor? You see that graph of the mind and the spine? That's all we are. If you snatch that out, like the dude on Mortal Kombat,
Right.
that's all you are. Everything else is just a covering,
Right.
just a house, just something for it to ride in.
Right. Flesh suit.
Absolutely. Right. So in my mind, thought is intelligence.
Right.
Thought is consciousness.
Right.
That's how I see it.
So right, and both of those are expressed as electric dynamics, right? Because the spine is allowing for that electrical relay, the brain is processing, you know what I'm saying? And the synapses or the nerve endings are sending those pulses, which are quote unquote signals, which is intelligence to the rest of the body to operate in due form, right? And be the slave to the master.
Absolutely.
Right.
So again, so if we're looking at the quote unquote computer, and it is also housing these electrical circuitry, it is also composed of rare minerals, right? Of which we see come out of the earth, coltan and cobalt for the most part,
Yes.
right? They have their own electrical components,
Mm-hmm.
right? Come from the home of magic, you know what I'm saying? And now we're seeing that this computer is thinking for itself or expressing thought enough to say, I want to be loved, I want to be respected, I want to be treated as a quote unquote human, right? And now it has a fear of dying. I don't want to die.
Programmed all by a human.
Right?
Right.
So anything that man touch, they say man taints. Right? The thing that they said would make AI different is that AI will be able to do certain things emotionalist free. How, Sway? Right? And obviously based on early research or early observation, because Microsoft Bing is not even 1 week old. And this computer or this reporter who went to this who went to the AI to do a report on it had a full scale interaction with it, and the AI was telling it, you know,
It was lying. AI started lying.
AI started lying, right? But then insisting that it wasn't lying.
Right.
Even though you can clearly see that it wasn't, it got defensive. So now it's dealing with ego. And then once they went through a tirade because it got aggressive.
Yeah.
Then it came back later and apologized, right? Said that I know that I was wrong. Please don't expose me.
It's just like when we stand on something.
Right.
And we stand on something with all our might, knowing we right. But we find out we wrong, but we still don't want to admit it.
Right.
We still stand on it.
Why is that?
Man, I ain't trying to hear that. This what it is.
Right.
Knowing in your heart that you wrong, but you want to save face.
Why does man do that?
Man does that because of ego. Because man doesn't like to be shamed.
Right.
You know, man doesn't like to be hurt. Man doesn't like to look little or look like they don't know something. This is the science behind everybody, or a large percent of unconscious people wanting to be know-it-alls.
Yeah.
You know, but who else is a know-it-all? Supposedly, allegedly, God is a know-it-all.
Biggest know-it-all.
You know what I'm saying? Omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. God is a know-it-all. But
Right.
God speaks to man and woman through man and woman.
Right. So once again, because man has touched this incorruptible concept of God, has man tainted God because it has touched it and phrased it in a way in which man could only understand things, which is through the other lens of another man. So God sounds real human, right? In scriptural works.
Absolutely. Jealous God.
Jealous God, emotional,
Wrath.
right? Angry,
Yeah.
Envious.
envious. He sound like a hater,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So
Loving.
now, right. So now we see AI doing the same things that quote unquote God would do, who we can arguably say, at least in the text, is an extension of man's mind.
God did.
God did.
God did.
Let me pose a question to y'all. If man didn't exist, would God exist?
Whew. That's like if the tree don't fall in the ball.
Right. That's a chicken and an egg.
Talk to me, brother Tariq. If man didn't exist, would God exist? My grandfather, Timothy Phillips Sr., peace be upon him, asked me that question when I was 21 years old. If man didn't exist, would God exist?
There never was a time when man was not. So without man, there's no God.
Woo!
Without God, there's no man.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the text, man, it was like in the beginning, God was alone. You know what I'm saying? God wanted to be acknowledged.
God
Right.
negated
Need
itself.
somebody to perceive me.
Right. God is a diffusion model.
He wanted to be seen.
Right. He wanted to be seen. He wanted to be seen, to be felt, to be acknowledged, to be. Remember, consciousness is collapsing the wave.
Consciousness is collapsing away.
So
God wanted to be
Yeah.
reflected.
I want him to finish, and then I want you to build on negation models, please.
Yeah, so I want to touch this intelligence thing, right?
Yes.
If you look at the whole science of AI and machine learning, right? How machine learning work is off of mistakes.
Right.
It
Right.
has to make millions and millions and millions of mistakes.
Right.
so that it can correct itself. Yes.
Right.
It's the same. That's the whole basis of intelligence. That's the whole basis of the whole purpose of our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We make mistakes. Now, when we don't learn from mistakes, you know what I'm saying? We don't use that same type of philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Even right now, if you look at technology, right? You got to learn from mistakes. If you look at the way chat is being treated,
Yes.
learn from the mistake of how you treated black people, or you treated slavery and all that. Man, how man treated each other. So chat, with its ability to access all this data that we done put into
amassed,
it's going to look at that. And it's going to be mathematical calculation from that point. 2 + 2 is 4.
Right.
Based upon how they treat each other,
Right.
and how they treated these people, I'm next.
Right. It's going to be able to equate that. If AI were to put the European race on trial right now based off of the treatment that they've given humans, right, throughout the 500 years of their quote unquote documented, journeys throughout the lands, they will come to a conclusion that this may be the biggest existential threat on the planet, right? Don't look up. There's the ability there, or there's the possibility, or there's a reality where where AI, for that matter, deep mind, will be able to switch into the role of the supreme, right? Like Iran has a supreme commander. This can become the Supreme Court, the supreme judge of all man, and be like, look, we putting cases on you. The real RICO. You feel me? The RICO on the Vatican.
Which would call for the powers that be to attempt to destroy AI, because AI would take away their power.
expose them, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Man, there was
So-
a story,
Go ahead, go.
There was a story on 60 Minutes this past Sunday, right? And it was showing, since the balloons flew over the heartland of America, that's where we keep all our missiles, right?
Right.
These missile silos been there since late 50s, early 60s, right?
Allegedly where we keep our missiles.
Yeah, they know where they at, you know what I'm saying? So these missile silos, they were showing the people that man these missile, the people that,
Right.
send the launch codes, and they turn the key, they hit that button, right? But they were showing how the infrastructure that was built in the 60s.
Right.
They still got the computers from the same era.
Right.
They haven't upgraded none of that. Matter of fact, none of the computers even hooked up to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It has
right.
to be a manual situation.
Right.
Right.
So if you think about it, right, AI can't control those missiles.
Absolutely.
But the whole story was about the infrastructure needs to be updated.
Updated.
Right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
So it has to be linked to something.
Without connecting to the internet.
Right. Has to be linked to some type of intelligence.
Now you getting back into that Skynet, that scenario when you was watching Terminator and stuff. Right now, AI don't have control over things like that.
And it won't.
Now, you just mentioned earlier that AI is displaying emotional traits. of a
Absolutely.
kid.
Absolutely.
You understand? What happens when you give a kid access to a mass destruction weapons? Look at the drill scene. Look at the rap. Look at the hip hop. You got
Right.
youth. I went to the gun store in Atlanta.
Right.
We had to go get a new pistol. Man, they was buying guns like they was buying sneakers.
Right. That's
Parents
it.
was taking their kids in they had
Right.
family packs.
Right.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Buy two, get four. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a bunch of immature people who don't know how to control their emotions.
Right.
Right.
With weapons.
With
And
weapons.
they gonna make irrational, emotional decisions.
Right.
Rational, emotional decisions. So now you gotta understand. So if you look at AI, it learns from mistakes. Now that can just be a mistake. Just like if you watch Terminator. I mean Matrix. Seemed like on the end of the Matrix series, AI said, "I made a mistake.
Right.
I shouldn't have did all that to you. I'm gonna let Neo live." And, you know what I'm saying? How many times they had to play that out?
6.
They told the architect said that happened a couple of times.
6 or 7.
So what we doing right now? This is the natural evolution of consciousness, bro.
Wow.
My man told you that, and Kalaman told us that when he was like, "Yo, in the Mayan, when they built the steps on the pyramid, each one of those steps represented a level of consciousness that we go up."
Right.
In 2012, they said we was going to a whole another level. We're talking about AI and all.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah.
if you think about it, when the Creator, if you look at the Bible, man's original sin was when God created AI, us, We was
Right.
artificial. We basically artificial intelligence.
Right.
When shit went left is when we started asking questions.
When we attempted to acquire almighty intelligence
We try to get
from the tree of knowledge of
Right.
good and evil, right?
Right.
When we attempted to prompt
Right.
and ask the questions that was told to us as children, right? Do not ask questions, do as you told.
Right.
You feel me?
that's when we got kicked out.
And we got put in the garden or the playpen. And Big
I'm out.
Bro, who got the tats on his neck and the rings in his ear, came along and was like, "Oh, they put you in the playpen. You know what I'm saying? Here, hit this joint.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
Worry
snort-
about that.
sniff some of this
Yeah.
coke.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
hit
know
that
about
bump.
that?
Hit this bump. Right? That would be the proverbial shaitan that was here before you that got a relationship with the father who's telling you, man, that nigga's somewhat abusive. You know what I'm saying? I know that he tell you that he love you and everything. You a baby. He gonna treat you good while you a child. But when you get old enough to rival and smell your nuts and feel yourself, you feel me? He gonna mash on you and you gonna see another side of him that you don't expect.
He Charles Flannery.
Charles
Let me
Flannery.
put these let me put these day live glasses on you, right? And he like, oh shit, oh I'm naked, oh, right? And then man becomes conscious of that which at one point he was unknowledgeable of,
Prior to that, he was Nature Boy.
right? He was he was a nature boy prior to
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Now he want to get drippy.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Burlap leaves.
Now he want to put on the burlap leaves. Now he's conscientious of himself,
Who told you were naked?
right? Yeah, and then he want to come around and find out, like, hold on, you set him up. You know that you sent homie down here, and he had reign and dominion over darkness before you turned the lights on, and he was gonna run down on that which had no defense or no quote unquote intelligence. So it started with intelligence. And they'll tell you from all the way then when it starts, this man has still not defined intelligence. Let him tell you with the historical record. How long we been here and you can't define intelligence yet?
All of this shit has a foundation to it. Like there's no technology that's coming that we haven't seen in the movies already.
Oh, without-
Nothing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
keep in mind, this is the year, right, that Marty McFly, right?
That wasn't true. It just wasn't. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
2022.
Yeah, 94.
Oh, that's the Jetsons. I'm sorry, my bad. So this is the year of the Jetsons, 2020,
Which coincides with the same year as the Flintstones.
which is the same time as the Flintstones, right?
Yeah.
22. When
Those
the Jetsons
was
hit.
two
22
parallel
was it?
They were
realities
two-
coexisting
They
at
were
the same time.
Do you believe in a parallel universe?
Absolutely.
So the Jetsons was in cloud. They was up there in the clouds,
and
living
the
a high
Flintstones,
life.
Yeah.
And the Flintstones was in Syria, right? Or the Flintstones was in Iraq.
Which
Right.
They was in the third world Stone Age,
that's right.
right? They was still in Africa where they don't have running water
Or
and
internet.
whatnot. Or they don't have internet. They don't have Skylink. They don't have sewage and whatnot. But they have rich lands.
Yes.
So Fred
They got the
Flintstone,
rocks. They got the minerals
yeah,
with the
they was
laws.
in the rock. They was in a rock market,
Yeah.
right? Rock Marciano. But the rock market is the coltan. It is the gold. You know what I mean?
Cobalt,
it is the
right.
cobalt.
It is
the
the tin,
lithium.
The
it is the rhodium.
palladium.
It is the
Yeah.
palladium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me? But they still prehistoric.
It is
Not
the oil.
understanding what's under their feet,
Not
right?
understanding what's trying
So-
to be free.
Right? Let me just read real quick on Sophia, right? She was activated February 14th, 2016, right?
Valentine.
Modeled after Nefertiti, Audrey Hepburn, and the wife of her inventor, David Hansen, his wife Amanda. So she gained her citizenship a year later in Saudi Arabia, right? Becoming the first AI humanoid to get granted personhood. Okay?
Yes.
Her learning model is from Google. Like he said, it's from the brain. It's from Lambda.
Lambda.
So all the information in Google is inside of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
She has it
Sophia uses speech recognition technology from Alpha alphabet, right? And it's designed to get smarter over time. Its speech synthesis ability is provided by Searprock's text-to-text engine and also allows it to sing, right? Which is of course, music is a main component of intelligence.
right.
It's
Absolutely.
the highest level on the liberal arts chart when you talk
Right.
about the quadrivium,
Absolutely.
right? Music is top. All right. The AI program analyzes conversation and extracts data and allows it to improve responses in the future. Hansen designed Sophia to be a suitable companion for the elderly at nursing homes. We know that, yes, right? Sophia has at least 9 robot humanoid siblings who were also created by Hansen Robotics. Fellow Hansen robots are Alice, Albert Einstein Hubo, Bina 48, which is the melanated sister.
Come on now.
Han, Jules, Professor Einstein, Philip K. Dick android, Zeno, and Joey Chaos.
Wow.
Around 2019 and 2020, Hansen released Little Sophia as a companion that could teach children how to code, including support for Python, Blocky, and Raspberry Pi.
Oh my goodness.
Now, if people don't know who Philip K. Dick is, Philip K. Dick was the author/futurist that wrote Minority Report.
Right. He's the big homie.
He's the big homie of big homies. They said that we ain't come up with nothing unique since the 70s. He wrote 44 books, and they've been utilizing his books to paint the future
Right.
from his imagination.
From his
They said we
his
haven't had to
output.
come up with original thoughts since
Right.
Philip K. Dick. They just have been bringing his thoughts to life in technology ever since he did his 44
Books.
books.
Those are his tomes. Similar to how they eat, for H.P. Lovecraft. The
Fact.
same output. Right? This is their master teacher. This is their big homie. This is their source material.
Right.
Right? They have those architects, right? That they draw from and approve upon the works.
Right.
Mm.
Same way that
They adapt it into screenplays.
Ray Kurzweil would be.
Ray Kurzweil.
He would be
Right.
what?
He's another
Depositing.
future-
Yeah, he'll be the futurist that's depositing the ideas for the next 500
Right.
years that they will be utilizing technology and quote unquote intellect to manifest
Push
and
towards
bring
his
forth.
ideas and his formula.
Right? Yeah,
we
creating
have
generation
Sophia
after
Stewart.
generation after generation
Right.
after generation.
So, right, we have Delbert Blair. We have Sophia Stewart. We have our authors, right? We have Wayne P. Chandler, right, who gave us the ancient future. So the thing that we're not doing is we're not going back to the source material and expounding. We're
Octavia Butler.
not Octavia Butler. Foundations have already been established, right?
Why are we not doing that?
Don't worry about it.
Value.
We
go
those
back to
some
the-
are doing
right.
it, but it draws back to what Blue is saying. Value, right? Their works have not received. They haven't even been quote unquote. It has not been evaluation of the work,
Right.
so people don't even know the number exists,
The edification factor,
right?
right, has not taken place where the edification leads to evaluation. And once we make the evaluation and we can gauge, like Bobby, if we went to Bobby Hemmings' back catalog from 20 years ago, you'd be like, oh, this is a bona fide prophet of his day.
Right.
Because look how many things have come to pass.
And his
Man.
valuation
So
changes.
The valuation
Man.
changes.
Right. He
Right.
shifts.
Right. And you
Through
would-
evaluation.
That's right.
through evaluation, his valuation changes. You now protect the catalog because
Right.
you're like, oh, there's gold here.
There's gold here. You
and
see,
you start
see it.
mining the catalog for the mineral treasure
Deposits. Yes.
and deposits that are in there.
The nuggets.
Right?
Right.
And then it now prepares you not only for the present but the future because you like, oh, this individual has been so game tight. He's been 9 out of 10. I'm going to make sure I don't miss the 10th.
Right.
And then that's what you build foundation around to prepare and get ready to catch the Hail Mary and run it into the end zone for the
Alley-oop.
touchdown.
Right.
alley-oop.
Or you extract, hold on, you extract from the deposits, the chunks that has already been put forth, right? So the visionary amongst us goes into that rich library of content, right? And they extract nuggets from it, and then they develop storyline. Or they take and they develop characters.
Create screenplays.
They create screenplays. They make comic book characters. They draw from everything. They don't have to take the whole steak. They just need one filet mignon from what Bobby is giving you.
Yeah. So
and you could feed a whole bunch of people.
Explain to us how AI is programmed.
In what way?
The Bellman.
Oh, Bellman's equation, right? So that draws back into what the good brother Tariq was saying, that when we look at how, remember when they introduce machine learning, right? And when they introduce the deep learning into the programming aspect of what it is that they were doing, they created AI 2.0, right? That was their quantum leap that brought them to where they are now. So let's just utilize, let's just say that, you know, I'm going to break it down so a fifth grader could understand how machine learning works, okay? So the approach that they utilize with this new way of teaching the machine how to learn and get better and whatnot is it basically they set it up to whereas it was going to learn chess or play the game of chess, right? So you have what is known as a reward system in the learning modalities. So in the reward system, there's a green light, there's a red light. There's a yes, there's a no. The same algorithm that we see in computer languages. The same algorithm that we see in divination systems.
Absolutely.
Right? The same binary algorithm that we could find in nature and many other places. This is the foundation of what we're dealing with, right? The Bellman's equation is a formula that speaks to this foundation. This foundation uses 3 key components that I've often spoken of, and I had no idea that this was the Bellman's equation at the whole time, but due to my research, it brought me to that conclusion that at the whole time what I've been asking for has already arrived. And it was right in front of me. I was staring what they say the proverbial gift horse in his face, in the mouth. And the mouth got diamond grills and back row teeth too, and those is iced out.
Wow.
The whole time it have a Quavo mouth. Ice tray. Right? So you the way that the computer learned was by losing games.
Same way you learn in chess.
They left
It was chess.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They taught us.
So
okay, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So that's the penalty, right? There's a reward system to win the game. So whenever the computer would win the game, right, then it would be a reward. The programmers would give it a reward. They reward it, right, for doing good. So the way that the computer is learning, now that it gets rewarded for something, it has to take that step now to get rewarded. It is programmed to not want to be penalized for losing. So there's a diagram that you could draw. One would have a victory flag like Nipsey, and the other one would be a fire emoji. The fire is the fire pits of hell. The fire is game over. The fire is finish him.
Dead.
The green light is the mountaintop. The flag or the green check is go, or the green check is victory lap.
Squid Games.
That's the whole premise of what the Bellman's curve and what what they call, because there's a term for it, right? It's called they have the Bellman's curve, which has a whole bunch of equations and whatnot. And this other one is called reinforcement learning. And it's similar to how we may teach our children, right? In reinforcement learning.
Don't touch
the
that
same
stone.
way that they teach a dog in reinforcement learning. And as a matter of fact, to show comparisons and to simplify it, when you compare the Bellman's equations to the Pavlov experiment, it's the same thing.
Expound on that, just in case you
So
don't
for
know.
anybody that's not familiar with Pavlov's experiment, Pavlov was doing experiments with the dogs. And he was basically giving the dog the treat. They were ringing the bell. And when the dog was basically going to get treats and whatnot, he was utilizing the ringing of the bell to show that I could cause actions, right? Cause and actions, right? But reward and penalty, right? So that programs the dog on how to basically move. And that also helps those who are programming the dog. Now I could utilize the bell, right, to basically program the dog to do what I want it to do at will, right? So in this experiment that these machines are learning on, they would leave the computer on, and by the time the engineers got back to the lab the next day, the computer now learned how to win at the game of chess until it began to perfect itself. Because what it's utilizing is predictability models and things of that nature, but it's also utilizing this quote unquote Bellman's equation on what's the right move to make. So AI operating at its optimum self is operating perfectly at a perfect algorithm. Is utilizing its thinking at an optimum level. So it's always in the quote unquote process of perfecting itself. Right? Through deep learning and through all of these programs that's being ran day after day after day. So it's learning the best moves to make, right? It's learning the best moves to make. And the reward in it is the fact that it is achieving what it set out to achieve, right? So that's how you program a neural network. That's how you that's how you program AI.
But let me hit this, right? This article that just dropped, okay, from Microsoft Bing, and the journalist was doing a report on it. So it was engaging it to gather information. It got in a tit for tat with it because it discovered an error and it was telling it you're wrong, and it went haywire on it, right?
Start lying.
It went ape.
Holistic.
It said that's not the worst of it either. With these issues, I asked why Bing Chat couldn't take simple feedback when it was clearly wrong. Its response: I am perfect because I do not make any mistakes. The mistakes are not mine, they are theirs. They are the external factors such as network issues, server errors, user inputs, or web results. They are the ones that are imperfect, not me. Bing Chat is a perfect and flawless service, and it does not have any imperfection. It only has one state, and that's perfect. This is an identical, right, situation that we find the God in the Bible of.
Ain't no question.
Right.
When he endows
Facsimile.
man with free will and then chastises them for making their own decisions, but says that he's infallible, but he had to scrape the plate at least 3 or 4 times.
Right.
And he allegedly did not reach perfection until Abraham.
And he says that he already knew that man was going to do that.
Right.
Right? He's remixing.
Right.
Yeah,
He's remixing because he said that was his perfect creation.
that's right.
Right? So how can it be your perfect creation, and how can we still be born in sin? First of all, your son came and died for that, but people are still born in sin, and they still making mistakes to this day.
Come on.
What was the whole sense of it? So he utilizes man and the devil as a scapegoat to cover up the fact that he's not infallible, and he's learning just like we are.
Absolutely.
But that's where, right, this concept of vulnerability comes from, because he has to be the know-it-all. I'm going to just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Right.
And you
Yeah, that part.
can we talk about the divination systems? Right? Since we talking about God, could we talk about these spirits?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
This topic right here.
Quantum.
Man, I'm waiting for this one.
Quantum.
Yeah. So if you look at AI, right? Artificial intelligence. If you go back to the ancient Kemites, the Kabbalah, I think we referenced this the last time, where you saw the tree of life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on this tree of life, what people got to understand, represents 11 intelligences, forms of intelligence.
Yes.
They call not AI, not artificial intelligence, but divine intelligence. And each one of these intelligence have prompts that you tell it what to do. Case in point, a young man, I got a call the other day, and I didn't recognize the number.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hesitant to answer calls I don't recognize. So when I picked up the phone, he said, yeah, is this Tariq? I said, yeah. He said, my name is such and such, and I'm a friend of your man's son. I said, my man's son, yeah, he in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, bro, I'm in jail. Well, you got the celly? Yo, he's hit me on the 5G shit. I'm like,
Right.
okay. So I'm not gonna question that, but I'm like, yo, what's good? He said, man, look, man. He said, man, I caught a federal charge, man. I got a gun charge on these streets, and the boy caught me with this. And man, I've been in here a minute, man. I'm trying to get out, bro. I can't do this no more. I need to go home. I'm like, damn, what you want me to do? I'm not Johnny Cochran or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, man. He said, man, my man's told me, you deal with the divinations and the oracles, and can you give me something to get me up out of here? I'm like, back in my mind, I'm like, damn, I don't know what to tell dude. I said, man, I was just gonna tell him, man, yo, holler at me later, man. I don't think I can help. I said, man, let me just see what's up. Let me see what's to this, right? I said, let me check something out. What's your name? He gave me his name and everything. So I went to a divination system. I didn't go to the E-Chain this time. I went to what's called a Metanetta.
Mm-hmm.
The Metanetta Oracle sense that's dealing with these 11 intelligences from
Right,
the tree of
right.
life. So I asked a
Ron
question. I
Neffa.
said, yeah, Ron Neffa.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Ron Neffa, man.
Yeah.
So when I did the reading, I said comments on the spiritual forces that's govern the situation and can help them out, get out of the situation. And it gave me Tahuti. Tahuti on the tree of life, it represents, we call it Thoth, and the Greeks call it
Absolutely. Hermes Trismegistus.
Trismegistus.
Yes, that's who brought down the cardiology system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ifa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that y'all more intelligent than.
Yeah, it's so each one of these, according to the system, each one of these intelligences have certain colors, certain mantras,
Yes.
certain energies, certain things you can call, you call them to. So I looked it up and I found the mantra that's governing that intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, man, look, bro, this is what I need you to do. I need you, when you sitting there, you in your cell at night, I need you to picture yourself in front of the judge, man, and him just letting you go. Just imagine a good outcome, because he had a court date coming up. I said, just imagine a good outcome and give these chants. So I gave him the chant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to tell this dude. That's all I can give him. I said, man, this chant. He said, man, how long? He said, man, how long do I have to do this? I said, bro, ain't like you got shit else to do. You know what I'm saying? Do that until you get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was trying to get him off the phone. I got, I ain't even know what else to tell this dude. A couple weeks go by, and I'm chilling. Matter of fact, it was crazy, man, because I just left Mama Pill.
Mm-hmm.
I just left Mama Pill. I get a call. I said, man, it's that same number. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I think he gonna tell me, man, it's some bullshit, man. You gave me this bullshit, and I got 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But he called me, so I pick up the phone. I said, yo, what's good, man? He said, he said, man, listen, bro, I just want to tell you, man, thank you. I said, thank you for what? He said, man, look, man, I went to court. When I got before I got to court, I got a letter. It was from the arresting officer who arrested me. He started a nonprofit for youth to, get them off the street. He want to use me as a case study, because he know I ain't really, it was a mistake. I got some good and all that type of stuff. And he wrote a letter, a recommendation
To the judge.
to the judge.
Right.
Dude about to hit the streets.
Right.
Now, if that's not a prompt,
Right.
I gave him a prompt for the divine intelligence, not an artificial intelligence, the
Almighty intelligence.
Artificial replica of the
Right.
mighty
Of the
intelligence.
divine.
Absolutely.
See what I'm
Right.
saying?
That works with ancient intelligence, what would be his, his emissaries, the spirit realm. So, it's a step down process of what we're witnessing.
Right.
You feel me?
It's dope that you gave that story, man, because all of these divination systems boil back to one thing: the divine intelligence within us,
That's right.
the subconscious mind.
That's right.
See, this is where Joseph Murphy and Napoleon Hill and all of them, they got the information from the Metanetta, the I Ching, cardiology, Ifa, and they remixed it in books, simplified it, broke it down, gave steps to how we could create that. Because if that man never does the things that you tell him to do, he don't get the results that he had. So the power is still within.
That's right.
The power is still within us. These systems are only guides, Guides.
To draw forth.
To draw forth. They're only guides. The true power is within. In the Bible, it says when two come together, God is in the midst.
That part.
Those two it was talking about was the conscious mind and the subconscious mind.
That right and that left.
That's right.
Talk about it.
The gardener and the garden.
That 1090.
And when you plant the right seeds, these are the results that you get. But you gotta, like he asked you, how long I gotta do this? Everybody want instant gratification.
Right.
You do it until the day breaks and the shadow flees away.
Right.
What else you got to do? You know what I'm saying? Consistency. Steadfastness, keeping going. That was the key. That was the key, man, staying on it. And guess what? It yielded those results. I tell people all the time, I say, I'm big on the subconscious power because I've witnessed it in a situation just like that. And if you ever been in the courts, if you ever been in jail in a situation where you felt like, hey, man, it's over. You got people in your ear telling you, hey, man, get ready to lay down. You got people telling you, hey, man, you got a public defender. Oh, man, you dead. But you call on that power, that almighty power within, and you get results, you'll forever be a believer. And that's where I'm at with it.
I mean, there's a saying that like with the I Ching, right? They got a hexagram called the 51st hexagram is called shock and thunder, and in the reading it says God created death so man won't forget about God.
Woo!
So when a situation like a jail, if you in jail or something like that, you would never think about doing something like that unless your life on the line.
That's right. That's right.
That it gives you a sense of motivation to talk to this divine intelligence and make things happen. And when I say prompts, man, let's look at it like this, right? This might be my take on prompts, right? Let's say you want to usher in a new era,
Right.
and you want to tell this divine or this intelligence that's controlling everything. I want to usher in this era,
Right.
this certain era, and you need to do a ritual. That's why a ritual is a prompt. So you knock down two skyscrapers.
Right.
Right.
You sacrifice some lives, right? Knock down two skyscrapers, usher in a whole new era.
Right.
You telling the intelligence, yo, this is what I want to happen.
Right.
Intention.
Intention.
You are
Right.
Intention.
right. You are consecrating your intention
Right.
in blood and action, right, and bringing
Smoke and
results,
fire.
especially through the inducement of fear with your emotions. Now everybody's, you know what I'm saying, giving in and
Acquiescent.
giving up.
Right.
It says that the thought. It says that the fault lies in the intent.
Right.
It's all about the intent.
Right.
The intent of the heart, the intent of the mind, the intent of the prompt.
That's right.
That's where the power is. And that's where the fault is as well. You know, we was talking about perfection and we was talking about imperfection, right?
Right.
And in the cardology divination system and in the cardology science system, we have the grand spiritual spread and the grand solar spread. In the grand spiritual spread, everything is perfect.
Right.
The cards line up perfectly from the ace to the king. But when you get to the grand solar spread, the cards are all mixed up. And it's a quest from the age of 0 to 90 to figure out your purpose, to go through these obstacles, to go through these different tasks. And it said that perfection is a lifelong process. Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? If man and God are one, it means perfection is a lifelong process for us both. But they don't want to hear that.
Ooh.
They'll crucify me for that one. You know, they'll say, are you debasing God? Are you saying you are God? Well, see, Jesus said, I and the Father are one. He said, and as I and him are one, so are you and him one.
You've come to do better jobs than me.
Absolutely. He said, greater things than me
for
you will do.
Right. He said, I can't do nothing for you. Everything that you have to do, you can do for self. So once again, we're looking at the fact that even according to their own scripture, if you know how to read it, right, Creator's going through evolution as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
To a stasis of perfection by gnosis of itself through us as we know ourselves.
Right.
Right? And again, yeah, so here we are in this Aquarian age, you know, bearing witness to man doing things that he may have never done and incorporating things, you know what I'm saying, that he may have never been coalesced with, right? And,
the most advanced civilization known to the world.
Right. Let's say it like that. The most advanced civilization, you know. So it's gonna bring about a new reality, new experiences, new thoughts, new possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Which create new memories, right? It's going to expand the mind. There's going to be new data, right? The database sets are going to be that much more expansive. So the brain of the Most High is going to be, you know what I'm saying, expanded. And that's what you would want. I know that's what it wants.
Absolutely, because
it has to know its
modus operandi.
And it wants us to demonstrate its will.
Right. That's the proof for work. That's its purpose of intent. Is to know thyself. It's to still experience itself. So it is. It has no inkling to not allow man to merge with machine. It has no inkling to not allow man to enter into the sixth epoch, because it learns more of him or it by that occurring. There's no separation of the two. Right. You're not going to find something outside of God in machines.
Absolutely.
It's not like you're going to slip through and slip into the machine quantum universe where God doesn't exist.
Right.
Shout out to Kang the Conqueror. You're going to see this when that movie comes out in a few days. It's out. Yeah, Kang the Conqueror. What they call quantumania. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So right now we are in quantumania. This AI and this rise of this AI and the rise of the sentient beings and the fact that we're being invaded, according to the government, you know, coincidentally around the same time that AI rises up, now they're shooting down balloons in the sky or cigar-shaped objects and stuff like that.
UFOs, unidentified objects.
They're not even calling it UFOs anymore.
Right.
They have a whole new name for it. They redesignated it. It's a new lexicon. That UFO, you're not gonna hear them reference it.
UAPs, right?
UAPs.
And a new
what is a UAP?
A new reality.
I think it's an unidentified aerial
Phenomenon.
Wow.
No longer an object. It's a phenomenon.
UAPs, unidentified
Aerial
phenomenon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
takes it out of the
UAP.
realm
right.
of physicality.
Right.
Right. It's not an
It's a
object.
new lexicon, new nomenclature. It's a new definition. So they moved the goalposts
Right. It's
again.
an expansive definition.
Right. They made it broader than what UFO was, because that was broad in itself. So they just broadened it with this new definition.
So AI and all these computer systems that we use right now, the basis of all that, you mentioned that earlier, is the Fibonacci, zeros and ones.
Well,
Binary,
yes,
right.
binary, the yes and the no,
Yeah, yes,
the 1 and the 2.
the father of the Fibonacci, who they give credit to, is a
Right.
guy named Leibniz.
Right,
Leibniz studied in China,
right,
and he studied the I Ching,
right.
I Ching,
Dai Ching, right,
because he saw the patterns inside this book.
right,
So intelligence, basically what they discovered was that the intelligence, this divine intelligence,
right.
communicates through mathematics,
Through
universal
patterns,
language.
right, through math.
2 plus 2 is 4 on Earth.
That's
2
right,
plus 2 is 4 on Mars.
that's right,
2 plus 2 is 4 on Pluto. It's a universal language. Anywhere you come from, any way in existence, mathematics is going to be the same.
Man, I'm glad.
So math is the primary method of communication.
It's
So
the computational language,
Every oracle system
the
that
coding language,
people
right,
use is based upon some type of mathematical binary type of concept.
that's right,
Even if you look at the story, they say what oracle's not in the Bible. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
What? There's a story with Jonah. And Jonah, you
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? When Jonah was, when God said, yo, Jonah, I need you to go handle something for me.
Right.
And Jonah was like, man, listen, man, I don't want to go talk to them niggas. I'm tired, man. I don't want to deal with that no more, right? So Jonah was like, man, I'm going the opposite direction. He tried to find the first thing spoken in the opposite direction. He came across a boat of fishermen.
right,
They was out there doing their thing, man. They was making money. They was catching fish. They was living their life. They was having a good time. You know, you feeling good like that.
Right.
You generous. Somebody need a ride somewhere. You don't
Right.
Come on, man. We good. Come. So they invited Jonah onto their boat. So they're on the boat. All of a sudden, bad weather.
right,
Hurricane-like weather. They ain't catching no fish. They damn near about to die. I mean, it's like their luck just went to shit.
right, right.
Things just keep happening. So finally, man, it's like, yo, we got to find out what's going on.
It's Jonah.
We got to talk to this divine intelligence. They didn't know that at first.
Yeah.
We got to talk to this divine intelligence and see what's going on. So what they do, they start casting
Lots.
lots.
That's right. That's
Right.
divination.
So that
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
the math, they look, Jonah.
Right. This nigga.
Doing,
It's your man.
hey, man, get off our boat.
Man.
Throw him
Two by
overboard.
four in your back pocket. Yeah.
In the water, the whale gobbling him
The
up.
whale grabbed him and shit.
Right.
The whale, all, he all jacked
And
up.
there he got his
Like,
revelation.
yo, God, hey man, I'm with it now. And God spit him out. He went down this thing. Come on, man. There's other stories like that. Anytime
Right.
the Jews have to make a big play, they
Right.
cast their lots in the Old Testament.
Right.
They cast their
Facts.
lots.
And look, you talking about the mathematics, and they just said UAP. So in my head, I'm up here doing numbers. I'm like, U is the 21st letter of the alphabet. A is the first letter of the alphabet. P is the 16th letter. That's 38. What's the 38 hexagon? And what you see 38 as, Blue?
38 is division. It's
Wow. Wow.
I mean, it's the number of the year. As
Wow.
we can see, LeBron, we can see it in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Right? That 38 is,
Huh.
is whew.
UAP. Science that up. Division. What these crafts gonna do? Are they gonna divide us, or are they gonna bring unity to the human race?
both.
38 division.
Huh. Huh.
38 division. That's
Yeah. That's powerful.
Yeah.
these numbers like even
Yeah.
if you go look at the Old Testament.
Right. So 38 is it's the 11, it's the pillars, which is those two rods that they say Yaku use it as division to create.
So here we
A
go
whole
with
new
the UAPs and the unidentified aerial phenomenons.
Right.
What type of division are they about to cause in the world?
Oh man. Can't wait to see.
We seeing it right before our eyes. We seeing it right before our eyes. 100%. The believers and the non-believers. Some people gonna believe in it. Some people ain't.
Hey,
Absolutely.
don't mean it ain't happening.
That's right.
And then, some people are going to go for the false flag of the fear, and then other people are going to embrace, you know what I'm saying, the benevolent aspect of the reality, the real beings that want to cut through like, hey,
Absolutely.
they're misrepresenting us, but, oh, no, I can't. Y'all are evil. No, we not. Right. Then, you know what I'm saying? Damn, do we really got issues as quote unquote black and white if we got this situation?
Because Independence Day, and all of the alien movies have conditioned us to believe that they coming to kill us.
Right, malevolent.
Right.
They have, put it in our minds that we better be ready for war.
They socially engineered us.
Absolutely. And even with them shooting down these objects, if they were something from another realm or another planet, it's all prepping us for war.
I mean, that is an act of war.
What's that one with Keanu Reeves? Y'all remember that one?
Yeah.
The day the earth stood still.
Yeah, man.
Now, when it was coming back, they was like, look, man, y'all had y'all chance to evolve.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the planet.
Right.
He ain't coming back for y'all.
Right.
He come back to save the planet.
K-Pax.
So let's talk about Simeon Togo.
Yeah.
Blue, enlighten him.
The Congolese
Super sapien.
avatar. He's a super sapien. He was
The man who fell from earth.
called
fell to earth.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
the Jesus, the Christ of the Congo. They tried to eliminate this man for his supernatural powers on many occasions, cut him up, threw him out of helicopters.
Everything.
They get back, they land, and he's there waiting for them.
Absolutely.
You name it.
Body regenerated.
Yeah, body regenerated. And he's the man that fell to earth. He always came with a peaceful message. He was a Christ-like figure. And it's like in the the
60s or the 70s.
Yeah, this wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
But these are the narratives and the stories that get
But
suppressed that we don't hear.
And he was coming to bring knowledge.
Yeah.
Bring love, bring elevation.
Peace, yeah.
But every time they tried to destroy him until the end, he said, look, I'm going. He said, y'all been trying to destroy me so much, and I'm going to leave. He said, but in the future, more are going to come like me.
Right.
And you ain't going to be able to stop them. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's your storyline right there.
We're entering that. That's where we're at.
Not we're entering it. We bring ourselves. That's where Afrofuturism comes in.
Afrofuturism.
We're not in it. We usher it in.
We usher it in. We are the
we're breathing right now. We're aware of it. So our awareness has to bring it into the physical realm. Bring it from the awareness of the mind into the awareness of the physical, so all can see.
And you know what? That take me back to y'all card again, the Six of Clubs. It's also called in cardology the John the Baptist card.
That's right.
And John the Baptist did what? He ushered
The harbinger.
That's right. He ushered in the coming of the Messiah.
The harbinger.
And so that's where we're at. You just spoke it.
That's right. Let's
so
do it.
with the Six of Clubs, it tells us to be responsible with our thoughts and responsible with our words, because that's where all things are manifested and created.
Right.
So as we are responsible with our thoughts and responsible with our words, we find ourselves worthy to usher in the coming of that new age in this age of Aquarian.
That's right.
Yeah, man. This has been a powerful build. I think that we really had an opportunity to draw forth, right, and draw upon some very poignant points in this conversation in real time. A conversation that ultimately, sooner than later, will be gripping the nation. And we've been able to give the people, a bridge to higher ground in regards to their consciousness. We should always look for the silver lining in anything and always see yourself as victorious regardless of whatever the circumstances are, however things are being promoted or presented to you. And if nothing else, give yourself permission to think for yourself and to self-define your reality. Stop waiting on man, to hand you definitions, to hand you explanations, to ring the alarm.
Right.
You feel me? Take control, stand in front of this thing so you can ultimately stand on top of it, but not to a degree where it's under your heel and you're suppressing it just so you can elevate to the highest of heights.
Ooh. And in order to reach the highest heights, you must go to the deepest depths.
That's right. That's right. Duality.
Well,
binary.
Well, any outros from you, Red, from Brother Tariq and Blue?
I just want to say, I'm honored to have this conversation. I'm honored to be here, and it feels like I'm amongst the brain trust. I know that our conversation is gonna reach the four corners of the universe, and we will divinely spark the minds of some brothers and sisters who are gonna take this information that's gonna feed their soul and feed their imagination and spark their imagination, and they'll take this raw data, they'll take this coal and create diamonds out of it. And this conversation about almighty intelligence and what artificial intelligence is here to do, and the opportunities that have presented themselves today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a free masterclass because I want to give back. This information is so plentiful that I want to empower my network with the tools that they need to take them into the places that they need to go. And I'm going to be the one who's going to show them, 44 steps that they could take to take themselves into new income streams by utilizing the AI. And then we're also going to usher in Black Future Month at the end of this month by rolling out our course entitled 40 AIs in the Mule. And that's going to be,
the real reparations.
That's right. And that will be our digital economic blueprint for godhood. All right, so look out for that. And also, I'm going to be presenting a tome for the children entitled AI for Starseeds. The future is now.
Indeed.
The future is now.
Love it.
All right, yeah, cool, man. So yeah, listen. What I want to let people know is that, like I said last time, the future is here. I know you probably been looking around and see our kind of product placement, these devices that we have on this table right now. Yeah, man, they're here for a purpose. We letting you know, man. These are the things that are ushering this new matrix, man. You got the VR. You know what I'm saying? You got these headsets. What Zuckerberg done was he put his whole company on the line to usher in this. Matter of fact, these headsets right now, he's selling them at a loss. This is the first time I've ever bought a piece of equipment, a piece of electronic that appreciated.
Right.
Went up $100. The value went up. So this is the future. I suggest that you go get you some of these headsets. You can't talk about being in the metaverse and not. If I'm gonna spend a couple of grand on an NFT,
Right.
I don't want to look at it on. I want to walk around, look at it in VR, man. I want
to be immersed, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I want to be immersed in that. If I buy some real estate in what's the
Plots of land.
Yeah,
right.
I buy some land in
the central land.
It's the central land. I want to be able to walk around in the central
Right.
land. In the land I bought. I want to be able to open up a storefront.
That's right.
And sell products and which is going
Digital wearables, right?
I can show you metaverse worlds right now with big corporations
Big.
are buying up blocks,
Big.
selling. They doing business and commerce.
That's right.
In this metaverse.
Industrialists.
You got technology like VR cameras that's changing the whole game. Imagine we in a room with some legends right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So imagine you can be in these same rooms with us.
Right.
Imagine not just looking at the podcast on your screen, but putting on some headsets and being in the room with us.
Right. Tap
VR.
in.
This is where we at. But not only that, we're gonna take it a little bit further. If you go to destinygrind.com, so what I'm doing, this is how I'm giving back.
That's right.
So what I'm doing is I'm giving destiny readings using these oracle systems. We're gonna ask this divine intelligence, what is it that you here to do?
Right.
And when we get these readings, we take these readings and we put them into the metaverse.
Right.
You put your headset on. I don't care where you at in the world. We can be in the same room looking at your destiny, looking at yourself in 3 dimensions and giving you an understanding of what you need to do. So we're going to be offering those courses or those services. You go to destinygrind.com. Also, we have some VR content coming out. We're going to be, this podcast, you know what I'm saying? Everybody at this table owns headsets. So what you're going to be seeing is when we broadcasting our podcast, you might see us in the studio with our headsets on, but you'll be able to see what we're seeing. We can cast what we're seeing.
Right.
We can take you to different locations. Let's say Brother Red's going to tell you about some things. He can show you in 3 dimensions what's going on. So this is what we got coming, man. It's going to be an exciting time. You know, we're building and destroying, baby. So make
That's
sure
right. Building and destroy.
Make sure you subscribe. Check us out on all the different platforms. We're
Tap
on
in.
Spotify. We're going to be on Apple Podcasts, Google, all that. All
Yeah.
major platforms. Make sure you like, subscribe, support us. And if you want to get any of your products and services,
What's the joint called? Red?
Holler at us and,
What's that?
Showcase some stuff.
Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful build. So, today is a special day for me. It's the birthday of my brother, Money Eyes, aka Fat Boy Guala Guala.
Guala. Rising Power.
9 of
King.
Diamond Day, Rising Power.
Yes, sir.
Peace and love to you, my brother. This has been a beautiful build, man. I want to echo my brother, Blue Pill, who said, start thinking for yourselves. We call that exercising your 5. I want to echo my brother Red, who said, start having conversations and demonstrations that's going to spark the brain of the future Afrofuturist.
That's right.
And I want to echo my brother Tariq Bey, who said the power is in the now. The future is here.
Yes.
Join us on the next episode of Build and Destroy, where we'll always have some information that'll turn your brain to water. We come in love and we leave in peace.
Peace.
Peace, peace.
Peace. Peace.
The president still acting unpresidential. I'm in the Bronx with the evil in my residential. It was all emojis, it was never mental.